Hello, welcome to the class. So today with the class, we're going to use the loop band as equipment and a small ball. You're also going to need a small head cushion for resting your head when we're on the floor. As usual, we're going to start in standing and then come to the floor for our mat work, and then do a nice stretch and cool down at the end. So the equipment we're going to use are the loop bands. We're going to use one for the legs and one for the arms. The leg one needs to be a little bit heavier than the arm one, so I would go through heavy or medium for the legs, depending how strong you feel. And for the arms, I would go for same thing, light, extra light or medium, depending how strong you feel today with your upper body. If you don't have the bands, don't worry about it. You can do all the leg exercise without the leg band. And for the arm exercises, you could do without, or if you have a set of weights, small weights, you can use the weights, or even a couple of cans of soup, that would do the trick as well. We're also going to use the small ball. It's going to be used for stretching and mainly for our balance. So if you don't have one today, that's fine as well, you can do without it. Okay, so as usual, I will be giving lots of different levels, so stay at the level that you are most comfortable with today. Listen to yourself, listen to your body, have a rest if you need to, and enjoy the class. So we're going to start with our standing position as usual. With our ball in our hands, in our left hand, feet together, opening our toes and opening our heels. Taking a few seconds to set the weight of our body under each foot, making sure it's nice and level and centered underneath the feet. Soft knees, hands in front and at the back of our pelvis. And imagine you've got a little bucket, and in that bucket you've got a little ball. You're going to roll the ball behind and roll the ball towards your toes. So roll the ball onto your heels and roll the ball to your toes. Keeping the movements nice and big to start with. Trunk of the body is staying still, and slowly reducing each movement to come to the midpoint where the ball is in the center of the bucket, and relaxing the arms to the floor. We're going to roll our shoulders back, melt the shoulder blades towards our bottom, chin slightly tucked towards our chest, head nice and tall towards the ceiling, neck nice and long. Going to warm up the neck first, and take a deep breath in across the ribs, and breathing out, chin to chest and chin up. So chin to the ceiling, chin to the chest, just moving the neck muscle, and chin to the ceiling. And again, nice and slow movement to wake up the neck muscles, stretching them out. One more. And up. And back to the center. And this time we're going to lengthen and lower the ear to one shoulder. And back to center. And other side. Ear to shoulder. And so nice and slow movements. The muscles make it quite small. So you don't need big movements. Trying to keep the trunk nice and still, just the neck moving side to side. Last one. And back in. And from here, we're going to move our shoulders. We're going to shrug our shoulders to our ear and roll them back. Breathe out and in. Nice and rolling up. Shrug and roll behind, bringing the shoulder blades together as we come behind the last one. Really good. And then we're going to move the arms. We're going to come up with the arms, pass the ball, come behind us, pass the ball behind, and up and around. Breathe it in and out. So we're passing the ball from hand to hand as we lift and behind. And this time we're going to stay on the right and pass the other way. Change direction. Ooh, just hit the light. One more. Really good. Reach up. Rest the ball onto our head. Arms and elbows nice and open. And we're going to reach the shoulders to our ears. And relax down, melting the shoulder blades to our bottom. Breathing out to reach. Breathe in to melt them down. So shrug up and lower down. Shrug up and lower down. Trying to make that neck nice and really shorten the neck first. And then as we lower the shoulder blades down, lengthening that neck away, being pulled by the helium balloon towards the ceiling and the shoulder blades towards the bottom. And then shrug up and down. One more. And down. And from here, you're going to reach up, take the ball on the right hand, twist from the waist, reach the ball behind you, look over your shoulder, breath in and out, come back up. Breathe in. Breathing out, reach behind you, look over the shoulder, breathe in, come back up, breath in. And out, reach behind you, keep the hips forward, breathe in and back. And to the other side, breathing out to twist, breathe in to reach. Oops. Breath in. One more on the other side, breathe in. And up, last one. We can try to keep the hips forward as we look over the shoulder and back in. And circle down. Give your shoulders a bit of a shrug. Perfect. We're going to do our little mermaid. So ball onto the side of our thighs. We're going to lengthen one arm up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathing out. We're going to reach to the side. Rolling the ball towards our feet. Breathe in. And come back. Swap side. Zipping up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Out to the side. Rolling the ball away. Breathe in to reach the top hand. And back in. One more on each side. Zipping up. Breath in. Out to reach to the side. Breathe in as you reach the top hand. And breathe out, come back in. Last one. Zipping up, breath in. Breathing out to lift and lower to the side. Breathe in to reach. And back in. Perfect. We're going to put the ball in front of us. We're going to do a couple of roll down. So nice and tall. Remembering that helium balloon pulling us towards the ceiling. Neck nice and long. Take a breath in across the ribs. And breathing out, chin to chest. Rolling the shoulders forward. Remembering the wall behind us as we peel the spine off of the wall. Rolling the ball towards our bottom, our feet. Hips and bottoms, knees soft, going as far down as we can. Breath in. And breathing out, returning back up, tucking the bottom under first. Restacking back in. Breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward.
all the way down. This time you're going to leave the ball between your ankle and grab your light band or your little set of weights and re-stacking back up, tucking your bottom under,
rolling the shoulders back. Perfect. So if you have your band, you're going to put it around your wrist with your palms facing each other. If you got your weights, you've got the weights in each hand and the palms are facing each other as well. Your elbows are tucked to your waist. Nice and tall. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out. Engage through our core. We're going to pull the band away and breathe in. If you have your weights, you're going to open to the side, keeping the elbows tucked to our waist. One more. And then we're going to put the palms down and do the same. Breathing out to open, breathing to come back to center. Keeping the wrists nice and strong. And palms up, breathing out. Really good. Let's give your shoulders a bit of a shrug, and we're going to do that again. We're going to add a bit of heel rises as well. So make sure that the ball is nice and squeezed between our ankles, and make sure there's no gap between the floor and the ball. So the ball is not touching the floor. Excellent. So still nice and tall. Elbows tucked to our waist, palms facing inwards or each other. Breath in, breathing out. Let's rise up to your toes as you push against the wall, the band, or open to the side with your weights. Stay nice and soft in the knees. Rising straight to the ceiling, going as high as we can. Soft toes. Squeezing through the ball to help with the balance. One more. And then palms up, rising up. Squeezing our bottom to help as well. Small movements, a bit of a burner after a few. And then palms down, rising up. Keeping the wrist nice and taut and straight. Really good. This time you're going to take the band in between your thumb and your, what's it called? Fingers. If you have your weights, just hold them nicely in front of you into that position, one on each hand. And we're going to do a bit more of our, so bring the hands down first. We're going to take a breath in to prepare, breathe and rise up, pull, and up, pull, and down. Come up, pull, and up, pull, and down. Squeezing through the ball, squeezing through our core, and down. Coming up. Excellent. Only going as high as we can keep our balance. Holding onto our toes once we reach up. So bring them in front and then holding as we reach and down. One more. Perfect. So this time we're going to come up, stay nice and tall, and arms in front, holding our weights and our band. And then we can imagine the wall behind us. We're on our toes. We're going to glide and squat and come up. 2, 3. I'm going to do for 5, 4, and 5. And lower down. Try to do that again. Breath in. Breathe out. Engage through our core. Come up. Hold those weights and the band nice and taut. Glide against the wall for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And down. Well done. We'll do that again. Staying on our toes, keeping the toes nice and soft, making sure that remember your wall behind you. So breath in, up, breathing out, come up to your toes, breathing to hold, and out to lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And 5, and 4, 3, 2, last one, and 1. Well done, perfect. Give your shoulders a roll. Excellent. We're going to roll back down, and this time we're going to take the ball away and step inside our leg band. Don't worry if you don't have one, you can do it without the band. Perfect. We're going to leave the weights down for a minute, or the little small band. Shall we have a, oh, it's a bit tight. We have that leg band across our legs. Perfect. So we're going to do a bit of crabbing. I'm doing a bit of a crab. We're going to do some chair squats. So, shall I show you the chair squats first? I'll put myself to the side before we do the full movement. Remembering, imagine you've got a chair behind you. You're going to shoot your bottom behind, bring the weight on your heels, bottom tucked under, creating that nice diagonal line with your bottom in your head, and you're looking forward and squeeze back up. So we're going to do another 9, and 8, 7, 6, 2, and 1. Really good. And we're going to do another 10, but this time we're going to add a bit of stepping to the side, like little crabs. So we're going to come down, step to one side, back to the center, stand up, down, step to the side, back to the center, and up, and down, and up. That's 4. And up, and 6. Almost there. And 8. And 9. Woo. Last one. And up. Well done. Let's do another 10. Because we like our legs. Take a breath in, breathing that down, and step. Inside, and stay again. Let's not come back to center this time. 2 in a row. Down, side, middle. Side, middle. That's 4. Side, middle. Side, middle. That's 6. And 8. 2 last 2. Down and side. And middle. And side. And middle. And up. Well done. Give your legs a shake if you can. Give yourself a shake. Perfect. So you're going to roll down and take your bands again, or your weight. And we're going to, we're going to hold the weight on our pecs, or roll the band around our hand and hold it on our one pec, and hold the other side of the band in the other hand, palms facing out. If you have a weight, you just have the weight like so in front of you. Okay, we're going to build balance on one leg. So in this position, nice and tall, breath in to prepare, breathing out. We're going to shift the weight onto one foot, come in one single tabletop on the other one, and at the same time, we're going to pull on the band or the weight and lower. Every time we lift, we're going to pull or lower the weight and down. Pulling the band, lower the weight, and up. Coming to single tabletop. Trying to keep the hips level. Trying to keep the weight onto the center of the standing leg, standing foot. Soft knee onto the standing leg. Whoop, 2 more. And again. Well done. And then you're going to swap hands, on side. Facing up. Breath in, standing nice and tall. Breathing out, engage, come up and down. Weight on the center of the standing foot. Hips level, soft knee, nice and tall. Shoulders relax. Engaging through our core. As we breathe in out, zipping from the back through to the front. Two more. Last one. Well done. We're going to do that one more time on each side. And setting ourselves. Sorry. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out to come up, engage, and pull. And lower down. Whoops. Two more. Last one. Perfect. And other side. Really good. Nice and tall. Breath in. Breathing out. Zipping up. Come up. And as you lower, you're going to pull the band or lower your weight. Two more. Well done, last one. Really good, perfect. And this time, if you have weights, don't worry about this bit. If you have the bands, you're going to put the band underneath your foot, like so, and hold it in your hands. We're going to come, I'm going to come to sideways, just you're going to need some space behind you. We're going to do a bit of scootering in a minute. We're going to first imagine we have a high stool behind us, and we're going to do a mini squat. So folding from the hips, bottom tuck under, and softening on the knees. So just a little mini squat. And we're going to hold the weights in our hands, like so, just on one side to start with. I'm going to change sides so you can see the first one. That will be easier. Like so. So nice mini squat, bottom tucked under, looking straight to the in front of you. You're going to set your weight, your shoulder behind, by rolling it back and setting your shoulder blades towards your bottom. Breathing out, you're going to pull on the band and bring your elbow behind you, bringing your wrist to your hip bone and down. Breathing out and in. So if you have your weights, just pulling the weights up to your side, to your hip. So keep your elbows nice and parallel to your body, don't stick it out. Shoulders behind you, working your triceps to the back. I'll do 2 more. 1 and 2. Really good. You can let go of your band for now. Hands on your hips. We're going to work the opposite leg by coming to our toes, shifting the weight on the one leg, and then you're going to lengthen behind and come back in. Sliding the foot behind, bring it back in. For a scooter. Weight onto the back of the heel of the standing foot. 1 more. And then if you want, you can lift the foot and tap behind, tap back in the center. And then if you want, for the next 5, you can just hover the foot completely if your balance is really good. Last one. Really good. And back to the center. Come back up. Give your legs a bit of a shake. And then we're going to swap foot with the band. If we're using the band. Holding it in our hands. We're finding a little mini squat. Tuck the bottom under, weights on the heels. Breathing in to prepare, out to push and pull the band towards your hips. Bringing the elbow behind you. Making sure we are setting our shoulder blade towards our bottom first. Excellent. Two more. Last one. Releasing the band if we have one. Shifting the weight onto the body, onto the one foot, making sure it's on the heels, and then gliding the other foot behind. Keeping that little mini squat. And if the balance is good, we can lift the foot and tap behind. Keep that bottom tucked under. And if the balance is really good, we can just hover completely. One more. And back up. Perfect. We're going to do that all over again. Swapping legs. Returning to our mini squats, tucking your bottom under, shift, folding from the hips, knees bent, looking in front, and then pulling the elbow behind you, making sure your shoulder blade is melted towards your bottom first, bringing your wrists to your hip. Excellent. One more. Well done. Letting go of the band. Hands on our hips if we want. Shift the weight onto that one foot. And keeping that mini squat, we're going to lengthen behind and come back in. Sliding the foot out first. Weight on the heel onto the other foot. And if the balance is good, we can just lift the foot and tap behind. Keeping strong through our core. And if we are really good with our balance, we're going to hover the foot completely. Trying to keep the knee as still as possible and stopping it from going in. 4, last one, and 5. Come back in. Woo. And we're going to swap leg for the last set. Holding the band into our hands. Mini squat, bottom tucked under, nice straight back, diagonal line, and elbows first. Melt that shoulder blades towards your bottom, and pull. 2, 3, 4. Keeping the elbows nice and tight towards you. 8, 9, and 10. Letting go of the band, shifting the weight on that one foot, shifting the weight onto the heel, and then glide behind. Making sure the knees nice and in line with your hip, that is not trying to turn inwards. If your balance is good, then you can tap behind. And for the last 5, we're going to hover completely for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And squeeze back up. Excellent. Give your shoulders a bit of a shrug. Move the band away. Come to the end of your mat. Make sure you've got a little head cushion on the opposite side. Have a little drip of water if you need to. Sit standing nice and tall. We're going to do a little roll down to come down to the mat. Let's take a breath in. Breathing out, chin to chest, rolling forward, nice and slowly. Feeling the spine off of the wall first, and then the hips on the bottom. Once we've reached the point we can't go any further, we're going to lower our knees and then lower ourselves on our back with a little head cushion underneath our heads. And with our band leg in, around our legs still. Move that out of the way for a second. Perfect. Safe. Knees and feet together and bent. You know, open your toes and you open your heels to make sure they're nice and hip width apart. Finding your center. So remembering our little tray of drinks and our little blueberry in our diamond. So you're going to roll that blueberry towards your navel and roll the blueberry away towards your feet. Towards your navel, tilting the pelvis back and forth, as we did in our standing position. Big movements to start with, and slowly reducing each movement to come to the midpoint, where we can have a tray of drinks across, and have a little gap for a blueberry underneath the lower back. So the legs are nice and tight against the band, keeping that hip width apart. Arms nice and relaxed to the side. Chest nice and soft and heavy towards the mat, chin towards our chest. The head and neck nice and long. So we're going to start with our hundreds first. So we're going to start with our hands on the floor, nice and relaxed. We're going to take a breath in, cross our ribs, pushing the ribs against our chest. Breathing out, so you're going to zip from the back straight to the front, count to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and breath in, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're trying to keep that core connection
for as many breath cycles as we can, counting 5 for each out breath and 5 for each in breath. Couple more cycles, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 4, 2, 1, and release. Okay, this time we're going to hold our hands and arms off of the floor. Imagine we've got little puddles underneath our fingers. We're going to press in to prepare. And as we breathe out, we can engage and tap our fingers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that core engagement as we tap our little fingers onto the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 5, 3, 2, 1. So that's our hundreds, level 1. And the next out breath, if we're ready, we're going to come up to single tabletop and keep tapping our fingers, trying to keep that core engaged. And the next out breath, you're going to lower that leg. And then lift the other one. Remember, single tabletop, knee in line with your hips, and the foot is hidden behind your knee. Excellent. And the next out breath, if we're ready and if we want to come up a level, we're going to imprint our ribs down and come up to double tabletop. And remembering, noticing if we have squashed a blueberry. Noticing if our shoulders are cropped up towards our ears. And for the last level, this time we're going to keep counting, but bring our hands behind our heads. Hold our heads up, reach away from our shoulders, zip our knees and feet together, and keep counting for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for the last out breath, we're going to lengthen those legs in front for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feeling the little shake. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fold the knees. Lower your neck down and lower the legs one at a time. Have a long stretch. Arms in front, legs behind. No, legs in front, arms behind. Really good. Bring your knees back to bend. And this time bringing your feet a little bit closer to your bottom and taking away the head cushion. We're going to work on our shoulder bridge. Breath in. And we're going to keep that little band around our thighs. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Arms nice and relaxed. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, we're going to zip from our core, crush our blueberry, squeeze the bottom and lift the lower spine off of the floor, then the middle spine and the upper spine coming to a nice ski slope with our knees going over our toes and our hips in line with our knees in that nice little slope. Take a breath in. Breathing out, we're going to push one leg against the band, come back to center. Push the other leg against the band, come back to center. And both together, back to center. And lower back down. Breath in. Breathing out, engage. Squash your blueberries, squeeze your bottom and lift the spine one bone at a time. Come up to your ski slope. Bring those knees away from your hips towards your toes. Deep breath in. And out to push against the band, breathe in, come back, out, push against the band, breathe in, come back. And both together. And roll back down. You're going to keep going. Breath in, breathing out, coming up. Breath in, breathing out against the band. Squeeze that bottom up in between, making sure it hasn't dropped. And both together. If we want to work a little bit harder this time, we're going to keep going as it is, or we can come up to our shoulder bridge and stay up for a little bit longer. So keep doing those band push, still in our shoulder bridge. I'm going to do for 4. 1 more for me. And then I'll come back down. Breath in. And I'm going to do 4 more, breathing out. Coming up. Deep breath into the top, breathing out, pushing out against the band. Keeping the knee that's not moving nice and still. Keeping that bottom nice and high. Squeezing it up in between if we feel it's dropped to the floor. Remembering you can go only 1 at a time if you want and come back down in between. 1 more for me. And down. Excellent. Perfect. And this time I'm going to do the last one. We're going to go for 10. Breath in, breathing out, coming up. Breathe in to prepare and breathing out, pushing against the back. Keep that bottom nice and squeezed up. That's 4. That's 5. Making sure that bottom hasn't dropped. We're halfway. 6. Making sure the chest is still nice and soft. 8. 2 more. Last one. And all the way down. Woo. Feel the burn now. Bring your knees to your chest. Stretch that bottom. Roll side to side. Really good. Well done. Returning the spine to the feet to the floor. This time we're going to take the ball, lift ourselves up. We're going to put the ball just underneath our shoulder blades, in the middle of our rib cage, and lower ourselves down. We're going to hold our, clasp our hands together, and put our hands at the base of our neck, of our skull, and then putting the thumb around your neck to give extra support to your head. We take a breath in. Our shoulders and elbows nice and wide. Take a breath in, breathing out, engage, and we're going to lower ourselves down above the ball. And breathe in, return. Breathing out. And back in. So if you, to make it harder, you can lower the ball further down. To make it a bit easier, the ball can be a little bit higher. One more. And this time, we're just going to do halfway down, So we're going to go halfway and come back up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And from here, we're just going to pulse for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. Oh, I've miscounted. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I thought it was going to 10. Perfect. We're going to stay here. And from here, we're going to reach for our opposite knee. So we're going to take one hand away, palms towards our outside knee, come back in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And other side, 5, 4, 3, so we're reaching the hand to the opposite outside knee, 2, 1. Working out obliques, and we're going to do that one again for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Other side for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping our elbows to the periphery vision. This time we can come up with one knee up to single tabletop and bring the armpit, opposite armpit to the knee and lower down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this time we're going to reach, bring it to single tabletop, reach opposite hand, outside knee, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to stay here and then reach for our feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down on the other side. Right then, breathing out and reach for 5 and behind the head. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And this time we're going to reach and pulse towards our feet for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the foot down. And go behind the ball. Breathe in, stretch those abs. Feeling the burn. Coming back up. Take the ball away, rolling back onto the floor. Nice and relax onto the mat. We're going to come up to our shoulder bridge, bring those hips towards our knees, bring those knees towards our feet, stretching the abdominals up, just squared, arms up above our shoulders, breathing, lower the arms behind you. Leave your arms where they are as you lower yourselves down. And back in. One more breath in. Breathing out, coming up. Give yourself a little stretch. Arms behind. Lower behind you. Come back to the mat. And then leave your arms behind as you're going to lengthen the legs to the floor. Point and flex your feet. Give your ankles a go over 12. Stretch those abs that worked a little bit hard today. And from here, we're going to roll onto our side for our bottom exercises. with our cushion between our arm and head. We're going to bring, what are we going to do? We're going to bring our knees and hips to 90-90. So hips to 90, knees to 90, bent in front of you. Your knees and your hips are in line with one another, and the front of your shins are parallel to the front of your mat. Top hip is nice and on top of the bottom hip. And you're going to push that top hip away, creating that little gap for your waist. Hands in front of you if you need to. You're looking straight ahead. Take a breath in to prepare. Breathe out, engage through your core, and we're going to lift and lower. Pushing as a band. Try not to squash a little waist onto the floor. Two more. Really good. This time you're going to lengthen that leg, top leg away. If you're wearing very thick bands, you can move the bottom leg away as well to bring the leg with you, or just bring two legs together if the band is a little bit too tight. Top hip on top of bottom hip, feet flex, lengthening that waist away, breath in to prepare, breathing out, come up, and from here we can lengthen forward, flex and come back in. Lengthen forward, flex and come back in. If balance is an issue, you can fold the bottom leg to help with balance, that's absolutely fine. What we want to make sure is that top leg is nice and long, and we are keeping that waist lifted away from our mat. Trying to keep the pelvis nice and straight, lower back nice and in a neutral, trying to keep the lower back not arched basically. Three more. Last one. Woo. And bend down. Perfect. Woo. That stuff on the bottom. You're going to lengthen. Feet you flex, or flex your feet. Top leg nice and long. We're going to wear the inner thighs by lifting the top leg up and bringing the bottom leg to meet it and lower down. Up, up, and down. Breathing out, engage, and down. Breathing out, engage, breath in to hold, out to lift the other one, and lower down. The aim is to keep the bottom leg nice, the top leg nice and tall, and try to keep the waist away from the mat as we lift that bottom leg. Remembering, imagine you've got a little cactus underneath your waist. We try not to collapse that waist as we lift the bottom leg up. Wear our shoulders, making sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed as well. Two more. And last one. Well done. Bend your knees. Give your bottom a rub. You're going to push yourself up to your sitting position. And then swivel the other way on the other side. Lengthening the arm with your head cushion between your head and your arm. Knees and hips in 90 degrees. Top hip lengthen away. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage, and we lift the top leg and lower. Last one. Really good. Lengthen your legs away, flex your feet. You can stay like that position or bend your knee if you need to help with your balance. Top hip, top leg nice and long, creating a little gap. Breath in to prepare. Point and lift. And line forward and back in and lower. Coming up. Bring your foot forward, flex and come back to center. You can lower in between if you want, or stay the same hip width all the way through. The aim is to keep the other part of the body nice and still. Strong through our core as we breathe in out and reach the leg forward. Trying to keep your hips still. Shoulders relax. 3 more. And lower down. Well done. Give your bottom a rub. We're going to do last one for our inner thighs. Breath in, breathe in, and lift. Hold and out. Come back up and lower down. Breath in, breathe in and zip up. Breathe in to hold. Lift the bottom leg and lower down. Trying to keep that gap between underneath our waist. Remembering a little cactus. So as we lift the top leg, we're going to reach that foot away, reach and lift the bottom leg. Trying to keep that length from the top leg to avoid the waist from squashing onto the mat. Really good. 2 more. Last one. And lower down. Bend your knees. Oh, give your bottom a rub. And you can take your leg band away. You'll be pleased to know. Yay! Really good. We're going to finish up on our front. With our full head resting on our little head cushion. And our hands into our stop sign, so in our L shapes, with our elbows a little ahead of our shoulders. You're going to tuck that bottom under, gluing the pubic bone to the floor. Zipping through your front, lifting your lower tummy muscles away from the mat. Drawing them up towards your spine. Chin towards our chest. Breath in. Breathing out, keeping that core engaged. You're going to hover your forehead off of the floor. Breathing and breathing out, lower back down. Breathing out, engage. Hover off. And breathing, come back. Tuck that bottom under. Breathing out, drawing the tummy muscles away as you hover off of the floor. Come back. We're going to keep the neck long, remembering a little peach underneath our chest. Keep going. We're basically closing the gap between the lower part of our neck and the upper back, basically, between the lower part of our neck and the shoulder blades. So we're trying to close that little gap. We're going to do one more. And from here, you're going to bring your hands over underneath your shoulders, tuck your feet under, push yourself up to your hands and knees. With your knees in line with your hips and your hands shoulder width apart, a little ahead of your shoulders. You're going to tuck your bottom under, soften your elbows, keep your neck in line with your spine and looking to the floor. Chest is slightly lifted away from the mat. We're going to do our swimming. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, engage. We're going to reach over the hands and leg. And hold. Breath in. And breathing out, come back in. Breathing in, prepare. Breathing out, engage and reach. And breathing, come back in. Breathing out. And back in. And again. Keep going. Perfect. Next one, you're going to reach away, keep the head nice and long, and you're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come back. Next one, breath in to prepare, breathe in there, hover and reach, and pulse for 10, the leg, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'm going to do that one more time for the last time. Breath in, breathe out, engage, reach. Keep that position and pulse the leg for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back up. Last one. Breath in. Breathe out, engage, come up. Breathe in. And pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back in. Lower yourself onto your feet and lengthen onto the floor for your shell stretch. Really good. Move your hands to one side. And move back to the other side.
Really good. I'm going to come to our backs. Lowering ourselves down with our head cushion underneath our head if we have one. Feet bent. We're going to bring one knee to our chest, pin it to our chest as much as we can, and then lengthening the other leg away, keeping to the floor. We're going to point and flex the foot, and then circle the ankle in one direction, and then in the other direction. We're going to return the leg to the bent position. Grab your heavy band, put it around your foot that's in the air, and then push the leg up towards the ceiling, pushing the heel towards the ceiling, pulling on the band to bring your toes towards you. Try not to squash the blueberry on the lower back. Wriggling the leg towards you as you pull on the band. Deep breath in. You're going to hold the band with the opposite leg to the foot that's in the air. And then we're going to bring the leg, straight leg in front of the bent knee, and we're going to lower the bent knee behind the straight leg and push the heel towards the ceiling at the same time. Feeling the stretch the side of our leg from the hip all the way to the heel of the feet. Breathing into the stretch. And back. Well, letting go. I'm going to do the other leg. So this time, first of all, we're going to pin the knee to our chest. Lengthen the other leg away. Point and flex the foot. And twirl the ankle in one direction. And then into the other direction. Bring the knee back in. Foot into the band. Can. Push the heel towards the ceiling, pulling on the band to bring your toes towards you. Deep breath in. Feeling to stretch the back of your leg. Holding that band with the opposite hand to the left foot in the air. You're going to pull the leg across your bent knee and the bent knee behind a stretched leg. Deep breath in. Push that heel towards the ceiling. Breathe into the stretch. Let the muscles relax. And release. Bend to your knees. Knees and feet together. Arm up and wide like an aeroplane. Breath in to prepare. Breathing out, you lower the knees to one side. And roll your head to the other. The top foot is riding the bottom foot. Breathing in. And coming back up to center. Breathing out. Breathe into the middle and out to lower the other side. Breathing into the stretch. And out to come back to center. Breath in. Breathing out to roll to the other side.
Breathing in. And back to middle. Back to the other side. Breathe into the stretch. Breathe in. And back to the middle. You're going to roll yourself onto your side, push yourself up to your sitting position. You're going to sit like a mermaid on a rock with your ball next to your hip. Nice and tall. You lengthen the top leg away. Roll yourself down to the side, up and over the ball, breathing into the stretch. And pushing yourself back up. Breath in. Breathing out and lengthen and up and over. Breathing in. Coming back up. Oops. We're going to swivel the other side. Breath in, breathe out, lengthen, up and over the ball, breathing in. And back up. Breathing out, lengthen, breathe into the stretch. And come back. You're going to face forward onto your hands and knees. You're going to stretch at bottom and lengthening one leg away. Pull the other leg under you. Lower yourself down. Stay on your hands if there's much you can do. If you can go a bit lower, you can come onto your elbows, keeping the back straight. And if you could go further down, you can lengthen your arms fully. You want to make sure your hips are nice and square to the floor. Push yourself back up. And just swap our legs. Lengthen, fold under, lower yourself down. Stay on your hands if you can't go any further down. Want to keep your back nice and straight. Hips square to the floor. If you can lower to your elbows, do so. Keep your back nice and straight. Beginning to stretch your bottom. And if you can lower yourselves down fully, do so. Bring ourselves back up. Come back to your knees. You're going to tuck our feet under if you can and sit on your heels. Relax your shoulders back. Couple of breaths here. And then you're going to bring your fingers in front of your knees. Push and roll onto your feet. Fully onto your feet if you can, or just on your toes. Just stopping where the stretch is. Deep breath in. Bring your fingers closer to your toes and push. Come up your bottom. Use your roll down. Tucking your bottom under first to roll back up. Roll your shoulders down. Let the blood come back down. Come back to center. Shrug your shoulders and your legs. And you've done your class. Well done.